Hey, what's up you guys? If you're planning on towing a trailer with your Nissan Rogue, you have to have trailer wiring installed. It's required by the law. Let's go ahead and break down that install. You'll need the tools seen here to complete this installation. To start our install, we need to get behind both of our tail lights to be able to attach our trailer wiring connectors. Now to do that, we need to remove this cover right here. We're going to use a trim panel tool just to pry it off from the inside. Now this exposes two bolts that we're going to remove using a 10mm socket. Now we're going to remove our driver's side tail light. Now this is going to remove by pulling outward towards the side of the vehicle. So we're just going to get a good grip on it and pull out. There's a couple pins that are holding it into place, so you might have to use a lot of force, but just be careful that you don't turn it too much to one angle and accidentally break the tail light. So we're just going to give it a nice little whack right here, and that will let these first pins come out. So there's one pin right here that's really tight. It's given us a lot of problems, but we found that it's better to get pressure from the bottom over here. So we're just going to use a trim tool that won't scratch anything. We're going to bring this underneath and we're just going to pull together, and that will help pop that out of place. Now we're going to remove our tail light harness on the driver's side. We're just going to push down on that tab, and then we'll set the tail light aside. Then repeat on the other side. All right, now we pulled our vehicle up on the ramps because we're going to need to be pulling our wires through our bumper. Now, starting on the driver's side, we're going to use a pull wire. Now, for this technique, you're just going to need a long wire or a long pole or something that you'll be able to pull through the bumper support. We're just going to take this and we're going to feed it through the opening right here till it comes down underneath the bumper. Now with our pull wire in place, we're going to take our T connector from our trailer wiring kit with the yellow, red, and brown wire, and we're going to tape it onto this and then pull it up to our taillight harness. And then we'll go ahead and pull this up. Then we'll go ahead and remove our tape, making sure we don't drop our T connector back down. And then we'll go ahead and plug this into our taillight harness. Then we're going to take our white wire with the ring terminal and we're going to ground it with the provided self-tapping screw behind our taillight. So now we're going to take our green T connector and we're going to route it through our bumper support over to our passenger side taillight to connect it over there. Now we're going to keep it over our bumper support through all of our bumper fascia so we stay away from the exhaust so it won't droop down and burn on it. Let's go ahead and do that. To help bring our wires behind our bumper support, we're going to remove the two push pins underneath our bumper. So we found out that with this kit, our green wire is not long enough to bring it over to our passenger side taillight. So we're gonna have to add some length on it. It's really easy. We just have a couple feet of wire that we're just gonna butt connect just to give us that length. It's not gonna do anything to your wires to damage it or anything. All we're doing is extending it. Now that we're on the passenger side, we're going to take our pull wire and we're going to use that same technique that we did on the driver's side to pull it up and attach it to our taillight harness. Next, we're going to get our 4-flat into place. We're going to bring it through our bumper support just like we did with our green T connector, and we're going to bring it out right here next to our hitch receiver. Now, a lot of people like to just leave this dangling underneath their hitch. Now, if it does that, it can drag on the ground and get damaged, or it can get close to the exhaust, which can melt it. So we're going to secure it using a 4-flat mounting bracket. Now, this isn't included with our kit, but you can pick it up at your closest U-Haul store or at uhaul.com. Now, this will help secure it to your bumper so it gives it a nice professional look and keep it away from anything that can damage it. So we're just going to line it up right here. And then using a 3/16 drill bit, we're going to drill our first hole. Now that we have our first hole drilled, we're just going to pull down on our bumper and bring our first screw into place. We'll bring up our bracket. And we'll attach the nut. Now we're just going to get this a little tight so it stays in place. We're going to make sure it's squared with the bumper, and then we'll go ahead and drill and repeat on the second hole. And then we'll tighten up both those screws using a 10mm socket. Then we'll bring our wire underneath. We're going to attach our dust cover. Then we're going to bring it through the bracket. Secure the dust cover. And we're all set. Now, making sure all of our wires stay behind our bumper support, we're going to reattach our push pins to help keep it back there. Now we're going to connect our power wire to the black wire on our converter box. Now, this isn't the one that comes with our kit. This is a U-Haul exclusive one that comes with a protective loom that gives it some more added protection in the engine bay. So we're going to go ahead and connect this using a heat shrink butt connector. Now we're going to run our power wire to our engine compartment so we can attach this to our vehicle's battery. Now we're going to go ahead and do it, and then we'll show you our best route so you can safely get it there. Let's go ahead and show you how it's done. So first off, we want to make sure that we avoid our exhaust so that nothing gets melted and damages our wire. So we're going to go over these two cross members. We did right over here. It's above here so you can't really see it, but we just went right over there, and then it's going to drop down to the other side. So here's where our wire drops down, and we can just bring it underneath all of this paneling, which makes it really easy. There's just a couple push pins that hold these panels into place, and then you can just pull down the side, tuck the wire in, and then reinstall the paneling until you get all the way to the engine compartment up there, and then we'll go ahead and pull it up. Now above our engine compartment, our wire comes up right up here next to our brake reservoir. Now we went ahead and pulled it over here, and we zip tied it to this wiring loom so that our wiring doesn't fall down and get back underneath our vehicle. Now we're going to attach our fuse holder to our power wire. With our U-Haul exclusive power wire, all we have to do is plug it in. With the power wire in your kit, you'll have to use butt connectors to attach that. Now that we have that plugged in, we're going to take our ring terminal and we're going to attach it to the positive terminal on our battery. Now on our positive terminal, we're just going to open this up, and we're going to remove this nut right here using a 12mm socket. Then we're going to attach our ring terminal. and reattach our nut. Now we're going to attach our 10 amp fuse into our fuse holder, and then we'll secure it with the cap. Now you may have a lot of extra wire left over. We're just going to bundle this up and tuck it next to our battery. And then we'll tuck our wires right here so we have access to our fuse holder later if we need to. And now we're going to reattach our taillights and install them on both sides of our vehicle. Now that our wiring's all powered up, you're ready to tow a trailer. Now before you go, just make sure that you check all your wires behind the bumper, and if you need to, zip tie them to secure them away. Now, if you have any questions about this install, or if you'd like to schedule an installation with a U-Haul Hitch professional, you can visit your closest U-Haul Hitch center, or you can visit us online at uhaulhitches.com. Thank you.